What's happening, people? It's your man's Ken Jackson. It's the Ken Jackson Experience. Dream as big as you desire, but you should desire to be great and inspire greatness. That's our motto today. Committing war crimes and need to be held accountable. But then Hamas started it. And growing up, I was always told, you don't start no shit, won't be no shit. And we never picked on the bullies who were bigger and badder than us. We didn't go out picking fights with people we knew we couldn't beat. However, that's not to say the Palestinians don't have a valid right, because they do. We every time this issue comes about, the first thing that comes out of everyone's mouth is, well, Israel has a right to exist. Of course they do. However, let's be honest. How Israel came into existence, was that right? Because prior to the state of Israel being established, the land was known as Palestine, and the Palestinian people were living and thriving and going about their daily lives, minding their own business. And it was Great Britain, remember this, the colonizers who took this land from the Palestinians and decreed it to the Jewish, the Zionists, actually, not the Jewish people, but to the Zionists, who were in control and are still in control of the Jewish state. So they basically took land that didn't belong to them and gave it to this other group of people and said, here, establish your homeland. So, in my opinion, the establishment of the state of Israel was wrong. And Great Britain had no right to give away land that they didn't own in the first damn place. But that was way before my time. Obviously, these people are not going to go back and change anything, and we have what we have now, and a solution needs to be found, plain and simple. Palestinians need to have their own state, and the current Israeli government needs to, one, stop dropping bombs on innocent people. The indiscriminate warfare that's being executed in Gaza mostly, but also in the West Bank, needs to come to an end. They need to stop shooting. And that goes for Hamas as well. Hamas, you need to stop hiding behind your civilian population, because as far as I'm concerned, you're cowards. You're cowards. There was a better way to do this. It shocks me, though, at how quickly people will go to war and with no regard for the innocent lives that are going to be lost, simply because they're unhappy with a certain situation. Why is it that death is always the choice? The first choice, too. Nobody ever said, hey, you know what? Let's all come to the table. Let's sit down and talk about this situation. No, it's always been confrontation. It's always been violence. And it's one of the reasons I hate people. I hate humans. Humans are the most destructive, most disagreeable. Humans are basically the cancer of the world. If you look at everything that's fucked up in this world that we live in, they all have one common denominator: humans, us. myself included. I can't exclude myself from the group because I'm a human. But a solution needs to be found. So if you got any ideas, throw your ideas in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Now, let's get back to Donald Trump. The jury has the case. And mind you, I'm in agreement on this, that it's a stretch. It's a weak case. They waited a very, very long time to bring this case. For centuries, powerful men have paid hookers, prostitutes, and adult workers for their services, this, that, and the other thing, and it's always been common knowledge that this goes on. However, now we're talking about the man that wants to be president of these United States. Again, it was a fluke that he got elected the first time, but he very well may get elected a second time. And I think if that happens, it'll probably be the last U.S. election that we ever see in our lifetimes. You think it's a joke. You think it can't happen. But let me tell you something. Every great nation thought that it would never end until it did. And we've had a good ride. 200 plus years on top. But the world's tired of us. The world is sick and tired of American arrogance, American exceptionalism. The world is sick and tired of our bullshit, and we've been on some bullshit. I can tell you from personal experience, during my active duty years in the Navy, we was on some bullshit. And I won't get into details, but trust me when I tell you, we was on some real bullshit. And still are. I've been out for over 30 years now, and I can just imagine, I can sit back and literally imagine what must be going on now that the public will never find out about. Some of it necessary, though, because just like we're doing things to other countries, they're doing it to us as well. There's no such things as friends and allies. All the so-called friends and allies are spying on each other every day, trying to steal technology, trying to get economic leverage on the other, jockeying for positions of power, so forth and so on. It's never going to stop. Somebody always wants to be in charge. Somebody always thinks that they're above the law. Somebody always wants to not play by the rules. That's just the way it is. And unfortunately, when all of that goes on, many more people suffer than actually benefit. So, but the world keeps turning. And let me tell you something, it's going to keep turning with or without us. If we eventually annihilate one another and end it all in a big nuclear blast, the earth is still going to keep spinning. And eventually it's going to clean itself up. And new life is going to spring forth. And time will go on, no matter what. There's nothing we can do to stop that. But we can stop the nonsense. We can stop the craziness and the stupidity that we create. We are in control of that. But if we let guys like Donald Trump back in office, it might be over. It might be over for all of us. And that's no joke. 4 years of Donald Trump has set this country back 400 years. Think about it. Now the Republicans want to take us back to the 1800s. You know, they want to take us back to a time when men were men and women knew their place, and the wealthy were truly running things, and everybody else was just he was either poor white trash or a no good nigger. But whatever the case was, only a few people were at the top of the food chain, and they want to go back to that. People like Donald Trump only cares about Donald Trump. Donald Trump don't even care about his own fucking family. I really don't understand how so many people follow a lunatic like him. I don't understand it. But almost half this country is on the Trump bandwagon, which tells me that the storyline in the last Avengers movie, in which Thanos wiped out 50% of the known universe, probably needs to happen. 50% of the people in this country need to go. That probably wouldn't be a bad thing. Just wipe them all out. Let's reset civilization, start all over. And that might be what it's headed to. That might be what it's headed to. I know it sounds crazy, but man, it's just it's amazing to me how every day I wake up, I turn on the news, and or I check out my news feed online, and I think I can't be any more surprised today than I was yesterday, and I find out that I'm more surprised because the ridiculousness never stops. It just doesn't stop. But anyway, I say all that to say this. Come November, participate in the process. Get out and vote. Don't let people convince you that your vote doesn't count, because it does. If your vote really didn't count, the Democrats wouldn't be fighting so hard to get your vote, and the Republicans wouldn't be fighting so hard to block your votes. Think about that. Think about that. Also, take part in your local races, because politics work from the bottom up, not from the top down. Our future congressmen and senators and future judges and future presidents are all at the local level now, or coming up behind them. And if we don't set them straight in the beginning, they'll just continue down the path of damnation, until they reach the top. So we have to be involved at all levels, local, state, and federal. See, the problem now is that so many people just don't care. So many people don't want to get involved. They either don't have enough time, or they don't want to do any research and find out what's really going on. They don't understand how the system really works, which is what it is for most people. They think they know, but they really don't, because they're not involved. So come November, get your ass out there and vote. If you don't get out there and vote, don't fucking complain about what you get. Straight up. All right? So anyway, Sunday we're gonna be doing a regular live stream show. I hope you log on Crazy Baby TV World right here on YouTube, or you can go and watch it at the website www.crazybabytvworld.com. Won't cost you a dime. I'm not asking for any money from any of you. I don't have products to sell. I don't have positions to push or anything like that. Just log on, watch, and you can actually phone in and join the conversation. Sunday, 5 p.m. right here, Crazy Baby TV World. We're going to be talking about this Diddy situation. I've been waiting. To say my little 2 cents, and I do have about 2 cents worth to say, but I'm not speaking. I'm not going to be speaking from conjecture or rumors out here in the world. I'm going to share with y'all some of my personal experience from my time working for Bad Boy. And it may not be so sensational, but then again, maybe it will. But you have to log on to find out. Sunday, 5 p.m. right here, Crazy Baby TV World. I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This is the Ken Jackson Experience. Yo, y'all stay frosty. Peace. I'm out.